Good evening, or shall I say afternoon, if you are in South Korea or in Japan, as we've got another matchup for South Korea. It's going to be between South Korea and the Chinese Taipei, also known as Taiwan. Welcome into the show. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification. And we are going to be ready for some World Baseball Classic, as if almost just 14 hours ago or so, I was just doing the Korea-Japan game. And hopefully, and I hope that South Korea does come away with a victory. As I'm looking at the score right now between Israel and Venezuela, Venezuela absolutely dominated Israel 11-3. And now here we are for South Korea and Chinese Taipei. And hopefully Korea can redeem themselves after that tough loss against Japan. Trying to get the TV closer to me as I am covering this game. And I think I already said it, but hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell as we will get ready. And I'm just trying to see if they're going to do the, Eugenio Suarez hit a home run. Good vibes only. Now we're getting ready for South Korea. Well, I think I'm just going to start with the national anthems. First, it's going to be Chinese Taipei. So everyone, please stand up for the national anthem of Chinese Taipei. I'm going to take my hat off. And I'm going to listen to it too. Can I get the camera up? Oh, not Chinese. My bad. All right. And that was the national anthem of the Chinese Taipei. If you are Korean, please stand up and put your hands on your heart for the national anthem of South Korea, aka Egukka. And that was Egukka, national anthem of South Korea. And now we can smoothly transition into the World Baseball Classic. And might as well just take a look at the starting lineups for the Chinese Taipei. We got Chang, Chen, Fairchild, Chang, Wu, Lin, can't say that guy's name, Lin the catcher, and Sheng. And now for South Korea, we got Kim, Jermaine Jones, I think it's Jermaine Jones or whatever his name is, Jung-Hoo Lee, On, Moon, Whitcomb, Kim, should have been Ha-Sung Kim, but he's injured, Park, and Hye-Sung Kim, who hit the 2-run home run the other day. And now we are getting ready for South Korea versus Taiwan. USA versus Japan. Murakami, wow. Japanese baseball is just way ahead of South Korea. They just unfortunately are. Japan is winners of 3 tournaments of the World Baseball Classic. Okay, we should get ready for the game. They're reminiscing about the championship game between Japan and USA. They put in Shohei Ohtani at the very end. Mookie Betts? Oh, Mookie. Mike Trout versus Shohei Ohtani, former teammates. Oh man, they gave him a home run. He gave him a home run pitch. Ohtani throws a 102-mile-an-hour fastball. He struck out. Game's about to start in about 4 minutes. And let's go to around the scoreboard and see how everything's been going. Puerto Rico is tied with Panama. United States is now leading Great Britain 5-1. I wonder who were the contributors of that game, of that team, of USA. Cal Raleigh's not playing. It's going to be Will Smith instead. Home run was Kyle Schwarber. Korea and Japan, well, they won. It was Japan. Canada beat Colombia 8-2. Colombia is just being absolutely humiliated. Netherlands inched out against Nicaragua. Venezuela destroyed Israel. Brazil got humiliated by Dom Canzone. Game should be starting in about a few moments. Getting ready for South Korea versus Japan. Well, I'm back at it. It's going to be South Korea versus Taiwan, aka the Chinese Taipei. Hoping Korea has a bounce back. And this is actually more than a must win because they need to have a 2 wins, 1 loss thing going into Australia. So let's win this one before we can worry about Australia. All right, game starting in 1 minute. I hope they're playing. Otherwise, I just got on live for nothing. It looks like it's getting ready. And here we are here in Tokyo, Japan. They are finally getting ready. Fans are now gathering in. South Korea against Taiwan. Chinese Taipei is on a must-win situation themselves, as much as South Korea is. I mean, everyone's in a must-win situation. South Korea absolutely has to win. Chinese Taipei is in a must-win situation to stay alive themselves too. But they may not stay alive because of the other factors that are going on. Guys on the call is Steven Nelson and Jose Mota. Just doing some pregame talking. They did let it slip away. They're saying that how much South Korea let that game slip away. Yes, they did. They're talking about how they did in the first inning. That's great, but they didn't do anything much after that. They had a terrific start, and then Japan just knocked them down, knocked them away. Lineup and first pitch is coming up. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Commercial break is still ongoing. Now the players are getting out there. Looks like Chinese Taipei is going to be hitting first. We got Chang, Chen, Stewart, Fairchild, Yu Chang, Nian Ting Wu, Anko Lin, Kung Quan, I can't even say that name, Lyle Lin, and Kun Yu Chung. Hyunjin Ryu is now the pitcher, former Major League All-Star. 9-7 with the KBO. Hyunjin Ryu was actually a starter in the 2009 World Baseball Classic. He's going to be 39 years old. Hyunjin Ryu did not get the start, but he did pitch against Japan. And now we're going to get ready for that first pitch. And this first pitch will be brought to you by SeatGeek. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. And we are underway here at the Tokyo Dome. We got Chang up to the plate. He is 1 for 5 throughout the World Baseball Classic. Now here is the pitch. It's going to be way up high for a ball. That's going to be ball 2. Hyunjin Ryu, or Ryu Hyunjin, last played in Major League Baseball in 2023 season with the Toronto Blue Jays. The pitch. And check swing, that's going to be a foul ball. He mostly played his career with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then after the 2019 season, he was let go. And the Toronto Blue Jays give him a huge contract. And then he hasn't played. And he left after the 23 season. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike 2. Now I wonder if they should have used Hyunjin Ryu for the last game. And now here is the pitch. Now there's going to be a ground ball foul. Now we're still at strike 2. Now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball. Should be an easy play. Goes to the bag, and that is in time. That is Whitcomb making the play. They have changed their defensive alignment. Do-Young Kim, or Kim Do-Young, is actually playing at third base. Shea Whitcomb was at third base the other day, but they decided to make some adjustments. They're doing it because of matchup reasons, I guess. And now we got Chen up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch. Ooh, that's inside, and that's going to be a ball. Great Britain's now winning 7-1, or the United States is winning 7-1 over Great Britain. Now here's the 1-1 pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball, and now here's going to be the throw to first, and that's going to be in time, and that's going to be 2 outs. 2 quick outs for South Korea. Now we got Stuart Fairchild. He had a grand slam home run. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. Stuart Fairchild plays in Major League Baseball. He actually played for the 2022 Mariners for actually a split second. Hasn't really done much in his career in Major League Baseball. And now the pitch. Inside, that kind of nearly got him. When he played with the Seattle Mariners, he only had 3 plate appearances. And he struck out twice. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to deep left center field, but not deep enough as Jung-Hoo Lee now makes the catch. And that's going to retire the side. An easy 1-2-3 inning for South Korea. And we go into the bottom of the first, and South Korea, I would like to see them come out strong. Commercial break is still ongoing. And we are back from the break. And now here's the pitch to Do-Young Kim, and that is going to be up high for a ball. Do-Young Kim was known to be the MVP in the 24 season, but last season he suffered terrible injuries, which limited him to just 30 games. Now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. And it's going to be 2-0. Do-Young Kim has not really amounted to anything. He is 1 for 8 in this entire World Baseball Classic. And now the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be fouled back, and that's going to be strike 1. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. That is 3-1. Scouting report for Gu Lin is manage the rhythm, bank some miles hour, early contact, and asset. Now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that should be playable. And he makes the catch, and that's going to be 1 away. Next up is going to be Jones. Jahmai Jones. Jung-Hoo Lee has played very well. He's batting 4 for 9 with a double, 3 runs scored in this tournament. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss to Jahmai Jones. And now the pitch. And now here's going to be a chopper. Should be playable. Throw to first. That's going to be in time. And that's going to be 2 outs. Now it's going to be Jung-Hoo Lee up to the bat. It's going to be up to him to try to keep this inning going. Now here's Jung-Hoo Lee up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is low. And that kind of nearly hit him. And that's going to be ball 1. Jung-Hoo Lee mostly plays for the San Francisco Giants. Signed a huge contract. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Now it's 1-1. And now the pitch. Check swing. Does he go? He did go, and that's going to be 1-2. South Korea is are already offensively off to a struggling start. Now we're at 1-2. The pitch. Low for a ball. Someone tweeted that thinking about how Chinese Taipei is the greatest Little League powerhouse of all time and can't produce a single legitimate MLB talent. And now the pitch. Now here's a chopper. Is that going to be playable? Yes, it will. Throw to first. And that's going to be in time. A 1-2-3 inning for Chinese Taipei. And we're going to go into the top of the 2nd inning. It is still no score. Someone is rooting against Jazz Chisholm in the World Baseball Classic. Is rooting against Jazz Chisholm in the World Baseball Classic is what it'll be like next year when he leaves the Yankees and becomes a free agent, huh? Yeah, I can see that. Jazz Chisholm plays for Great Britain. Bloody hell. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
And now we are back from the break. And now here is the pitch. That's going to be up high for a ball. Yu Chang is now up to the plate. He is 5 for 11, so he could do some damage. Now here's the pitch. Now here's a fly ball drilled to left field. Forget about that one. Chinese Taipei gets on the board with a home run by Chang, and it is now a 1-0 lead for Chinese Taipei. And that ball just got out of there in a hurry. I am just absolutely stunned of what just happened. Wow. That ball literally that was just literally a bullet. And I did say that he might be able to do some damage. Now it's 1-0 Chinese Taipei. And now here is the pitch. And that is a strike. Chinese Taipei is on a must-win situation. And now we've got South Korea already behind. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Yeah, that was, you can just tell that was just gone. Now the pitch. And he tried to frame it. Oh, strike 3 called. Where are all the Korean fans at? And now it's Lin up to the plate. Hyunjin Ryu was off to a decent start, but now not so much. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, it was like one hit, but man. Now here's the 0-1. He tried to frame it, but that's going to be a ball. Now here's the 1-1. Nice curveball, and that's going to be strike 2. Now 1-2. And that's going to be away for a ball. Unko Lin in the Chinese Taipei Baseball League. 318 with 23 home runs, 73 RBIs, the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to first baseman, Whitcomb. And that's going to be 2 outs. Gel Gigalau. And that's going to be a strike. Yu Chang was the one that hit the home run. And now the pitch. Way up high for a ball. That is going to be 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. And that's going to be just missing it. And the catcher, he is trying to do the frame job. But the umpire's just not having it. As now we're at 2-1. And now here is the pitch. And that is a strike. And that's going to be 2-2. Now we're at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. But however, Chinese Taipei gets off to a quick lead. And now it is a 1-0 ball game. Well, bad news. Chinese Taipei just jumped out to a 1-0 lead on a home run by Chen. Although Hyunjin Ryu has been pitching pretty well, South Korea now has to provide that run support. So let's hope they actually do in the next coming inning.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling. And we are back from the break, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. On is up to the plate. On Hyung-min is now up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a ball. It's going to be 0-2. Now we're at 1-2. Now here's the 1-2 pitch. And now here's going to be a high chopper. Should be playable. Throw to first. And that is going to be in time. And that's going to be one away. And now here's next batter up to the plate. Now here is the pitch. Going to be up high for a ball. South Korea has yet to record a hit. Looks like Taipei, Australia could decide second place in the pool. We're talking about the bottom of the second inning right now, the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. I know, but here's the thing, BC. I mean, you just got to understand that this is only the bottom of the second inning. You can't just say it based on just one hit. Aside from that, Hyunjin Ryu has been pitching very well. And now the pitch. And that was a huge curveball, and that's going to be a strike, and Moon could not believe it. Now we're at 1-2. Now we're at 1-2, and now the pitch. And that's going to be way low for a ball. Now we're at 2-2, and now the pitch. And that's going to be fouled again. Now we're at 2-2. Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to second base. Throw to first in time, and that's going to be 2 outs. That is now 5 consecutive outs recorded by Taiwan. Let's see where the United States is at right now. United States is now up 8-1. And now we got Shea Whitcomb, the slugger. But his only hits have been against the Czech Republic when they were both home runs. The pitch, swing and a miss, and he's really trying to go for a big one, isn't he? And that's going to be 0-1. South Korea is now trying to get their chanting going. Now the 0-1 pitch, way up high for a ball. That's going to be 1-1. And now it's going to be popped up, and that should do it for this inning. And he makes the catch, and that is going to be another 1-2-3 inning for Taiwan. It's not looking good for South Korea so far. And we'll be back after the break. Try our hand-breaded chicken tenders, perfectly seasoned and served with a choice of sides, golden fries, fluffy biscuits, homemade mashed potatoes, creamy mac and cheese, fresh side salad, fresh coleslaw, plus enjoy a dipping sauce on the side. Come in and treat yourself to the best comfort food around. Visit us today and satisfy your cravings. Lead. Oh boy, this is when you know all these commercials are just not happening. What do we got here? Japan could go 4-0. Czechs can go 0-4. Everyone else could go 2-2. Yeah, it's going to depend on tiebreakers at that point because Australia has already played Taipei and the Czech Republic. They won both of them. But yeah, there could be a lot of 2-2 situations. You would assume that Japan is going to beat Australia. So yeah, they go 4-0. But if South Korea is to go 2-2, Taipei could go 2-2. And now we are back from the break. Now here's the pitch. And that's going to be, he's missing it for a ball. That is Lyle Lin. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to third base. The throw to first. That's going to be in time. He did go down. Yeah, it looks like Kim's been having some injury problems lately. Chinese Taipei is potentially playing their final game. And if Korea wins against Taipei, the deciding factor, and now here is the pitch, and that is a strike. We got Kun Yu Chung. He is 1 for 9. And now here is the pitch, and that is low for a ball. Chinese Taipei in their last appearance, they did lose. They won 2, lost 2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a foul ball. That's going to be 1-2. And now the pitch. That's going to be outside for a ball. In the 2017 World Baseball Classic, somehow South Korea lost 2 of those games when they were the host nations. Now the 2-2. And now here's going to be a fly ball to deep right field and fouled. It gave me a little bit of a heart attack there. Hyunjin Ryu has been having a great MLB career himself. Now he's just closing it out in the KBO. Now the 2-2 pitch. Low for a ball, and that's going to be ball 3. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a fly ball to deep right field, but it is playable, and he makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs. Woo! Quite a bit of a heart attack there, if you ask me. Oh, my goodness. Now here is the next pitch to Chang. And that was a curveball. That was right down the, not down the middle, but that was in the strike zone. But that's going to be ball 1. Yeah, the computer was off the pitch. And now that is a strike. Now the pitch. And that's going to be 2-1. Now the pitch. That's going to be inside for a ball. I'm looking at the old bracket, the old tournament style in the World Baseball Classic. It was terrible. First, the tournament went longer than it should have. Oh my gosh. Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a liner, and that is a foul ball. Now they're starting to get to him. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a 1, and that's going to be a diving attempt. He's not going to get there, and that's going to be a base hit. He could be going to second base. Nope. He's going to be staying at first. It was right down the middle. And now the pitch. Yeah, and the 2017-year-old Contreras, including a double play with bases loaded with Judge, still the highlight of the tournament so far. 2006 tournament, I think, was Korea beat Japan 2 of 3 times, but that still wasn't enough. I know it wasn't, but the kicker was because United States lost to Mexico, that still kept Japan in the tournament. It was a really broken tournament format. Now we're at 1-0. Now the pitch, the runner goes, and that's going to be popped up and fouled. Looks like Puerto Rico just hit a walk-off. Now we're in 1-1. Now the pitch. And now here's going to be a broken bat, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. And now the throw to second, and that gets away. Oh, my goodness. And now we got runners on first and second with 2 outs, though. But South Korea they don't look like they're in good shape at all. What happened to South Korean baseball? It's just not what it used to be. I really think Ichiro really knocked the win out of them, unfortunately. Now they're mentioning Fairchild, who's up to the plate. Now the pitch. And he reaches, and that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-1, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. Just one more strike, and then we can get out of this jam. Yu Chang is up to the plate next on deck, the one who hit the home run. So let's get this guy out quickly. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Low for a ball, and now the throw to second. And he is not in time. That was a double steal. And now we got runners on second and third. And this is where things get very, very dangerous. I think maybe he could have thrown to third base instead. South Korea is just not the team that it used to be. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Up high for a ball, and now it's 2-2. Now we're at 2-2. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will retire the side as Hyunjin Ryu just gets out of an insane jam. And now we will go into the next top of the inning, but Taiwan still leads it 1-0. Well, that was a heart attack inning. Hyunjin Ryu allowed 2 men on base. There was even a double steal with Stuart Fairchild up to the plate. Could have done some damage, but he struck out. And now it's up to South Korea to try to capitalize on getting out of that jam. Now sizzling at Apollo Mediterranean Greek Food. Come enjoy our flat-top grilled Greek chicken and beef, Slovaki tender, juicy and bursting with Mediterranean flavor, served with savory yellow rice, fresh daily cut veggies for our crisp salads, homemade hummus, plus warm pita, and our signature tzatziki, perfect for a fresh filling meal made with care. Cold beer available. Order now at apollogreekfood.com. Come visit us for a delicious meal and a cold beer. We'd love to serve you. Australia and Japan will play against each other at 6 a.m. And we are back from the break, and that is going to be a strike. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. This is Kim up to the plate. Now it's 0-2. Now the pitch. And not a check. It's going to be 1-2. Now we're at 1-2. Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball. And that's going to get right through for a base hit. And finally, South Korea gets on base with a base hit. Finally. Exactly what they needed. Still got Japan versus Australia and Korea against Australia. I'll definitely be there for that one. Chinese Taipei. And that's going to be popped up on a bunt. And that drops. And that's going to be considered a foul ball. South Korea definitely dodged the bullet on that one. Yep, it was way inside too. South Korea caught a break. That could have been ugly in so many different ways. Now we're at 0-1. And that's going to be ball one. Maybe he should steal second base. And now, they caught him on a rundown. No, you just did not do that, did you? And of course you got him out. Just boneheaded base running by South Korea. Oh my goodness, it just keeps getting worse. He already knew it. He stole it too early, and he sensed it too. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2 for Pak Tong-won. Now the 1-2 pitch. And that gets away. And man, that could have been an easy stolen base right there. Now 2-2. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to be 2 outs. This is not good. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. Now the pitch again. And that's going to be a strike. Now we're at 1-1. And the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball, easy play, throw to first in time. And that's going to retire the side. Disappointing, very disappointing, as South Korea got themselves with a base hit, and then he tried to steal second, got himself on a pickle and a rundown, which is usually poison, if not 100% poison for runners. He gets out, and South Korea lost the momentum right there. Fritz is here now. You think Dominican Republic's going to win the whole thing? They're always in there, but they have all the bats. They have all the offense to offer, but they just don't have the pitching. And their hitters are very erratic, too. I mean, let's see how Dominican Republic has been doing. They didn't play today. They won 12-3 against Nicaragua. I know, the lineup is just absolutely insane to look at. I agree. LA Galaxy tie game against the Rapids, huh? And we are back from the break, and Hyunjin Ryu has been taken out of the game. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. Now we're at 0-1. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3 on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike one. Now it's going to be fly ball to center field. Should be easy play by Jung-Hoo Lee. He makes the catch. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And here it is. Here's going to be a ground ball right to first base. Toss over the first. And that is in time. And talk about a 1-2-3 inning for South Korea. Let's get some offense going. Well, there it is. An easy 1-2-3 inning for South Korea. But it does not matter if South Korea cannot come up with runs. Let's go get those runs. And we are back from the break. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Go-Young Kim is now the top of the lineup. Now the pitch. And he pops it up. Then go to right center field. He makes the catch. The very easy catch. And that's going to be one away. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Jahmai Jones is now up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball. It's going to be playable. Throw to first in time. That's going to be 2 outs already. Top of the lineup is not doing much at all. Now the pitch. This is to Jung-Hoo Lee, and that is going to be a strike. Even South Korea at the top of their lineup cannot do it. And honestly, if they even make it to the quarterfinals, it will be a freaking miracle. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball, well fielded, throw to first in time at a blink of an eye. It is a 1-2-3 inning. Are you freaking joking? Top of the lineup for South Korea, and they hit into an easy 1-2-3 inning against Taiwan. Taiwan! Someone says this. My World Baseball Classic take is that Team USA lacks the chemistry the other big teams have. The other favorites, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and Japan, feels like a brotherhood. Everyone just met each other last week, and it shows. I guess so. But South Korea has really fallen in baseball lately. Really tragic to watch. And now we are back from the break. 5th inning, now the pitch. And that gets away, and that's going to be a ball. United States have just won. Now the pitch. And now here's going to be a towering fly ball to left field. But it's playable. He makes the catch. Jones makes the catch. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Now we're at 0-1, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is going to be foul strike 2. So, yeah, if South Korea loses, they're going to have to find a way to beat Australia and beat them on run differentials. Now here's going to be a ground ball foul because right now they only have a 4-run differential while Australia has 7. So South Korea is going to have to beat Australia in a way where they might have to they actually have to blow them out. As now we're at 0-2. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Guak has been pitching a lot better than Hyunjin Ryu, must say. He's been absolutely lights out. Czech Republic has just been absolutely just embarrassing. They've only scored 5 runs and allowed 30. And the only runs that Czech Republic scored were against South Korea and Australia. Now we got Kun Yu Chung. Now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. There's 2 outs already in this inning. Now the pitch. It's going to be way outside for a ball. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a towering pop-up, and that should be playable. Should be a 1-2-3 inning. And makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Now, with another 1-2-3 inning, let's take advantage of this. A nice 1-2-3 inning for South Korea, but they got to step up. They got to score runs, or else they ain't going anywhere in this tournament. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
This course, this one, and this one, and definitely this one. You know what? Because we're experts in banking in global markets. Mizuho Americas, a name worth knowing.
And now we are back from the break. And now the pitch. That's going to be up high for a ball. Korea has to win to give themselves a really good shot to make it to the next round. And now the pitch. It's going to be up high for a ball. Now we're at 2-0. Now the pitch. Up high for a ball. Got activity in the bullpen. Wei and Lin. Now we're at 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Now the pitch. And that's a strike. And he could not believe it. Yeah, of course, but the frame sold it. Now the pitch. Up high for ball 4. Take your base.
Why do you like him?
Because he gets on base.
Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And now the pitch again. And a terrible swing and a miss. Now the pitch. Way up high for a ball. Korea are 4-0 against Taipei. I know. And they could be in danger of ruining it all by today. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. Now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And here's going to be a fly ball to left field and foul. Barely foul. That could have been a home run, but it just sailed foul. Ah. Now we're at 2-2. Now the pitch. Low for a ball. Ball 3. Now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. Now we're at 3-2. Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a blooper, and that is going to be a base hit, and he's going to go to third base, and now we got runners on the corner with nobody out, and you would think that South Korea might actually have a chance on this one. South Korea finally has runners on the corners. 2 runners on with nobody out. Nothing can go wrong on this one, right? The World Baseball Classic feels like it has truly arrived this year's tournament. Tons of fans in many countries are super engaged. It's hard to start something new, but it feels significant now. You guys get that feeling too? You like the 23 one better, huh? Why'd you like 23's format better, just out of curiosity? Was it because they only played like they played 4 games? It was basically the same format. And now we are back from the break. Runners on the corner with nobody out, and they're going with the lefty. It's going to be Shea Wick come up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. You can't possibly screw this thing up, can you? One of those things. You would be surprised, right? Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball, double play ball. Throw to second, throw to first. That's going to be in time for the double play. But however, that does get a runner in. And now South Korea is back in business, as it is going to be a 1-1 ball game. It is something that South Korea absolutely needed. Wasn't ideal, but it did get the run in. Now here is the pitch. And that is a strike to Kim. Now the pitch, that's going to be a foul ball. We're now at 0-2. Now the pitch. Check swing and fouled. And now the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And it's going to be a throw to first. That's going to be in time. And that will retire the side. But the good news is Korea finally got a run out of it. But it's still disappointing because you had runners on the corner. So there was better opportunities for Korea. The good news is South Korea finally did score, but the bad news is it came on a double play, especially with runners on the corner, and then Korea couldn't score any more after that, probably because of that double play. So it was kind of like a 1-for-1 kind of deal. Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink. We're back from the break. South Korea just tied the game. We got a 1-0 count right now. And now the pitch. It's going to be low for a ball. Now we're at 2-0. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. And that's going to be 3-0. Not looking good in this inning so far. Now the 3-0 pitch. And that is a strike. This game's been going a little bit faster because not much runs are being scored. Now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to left center field. Towering fly ball. And that is gone. That is a home run for Taipei, Chinese Taipei. And now they have just taken a 2-1 lead. Just as soon as South Korea ties the game, Taipei answers right back to take the lead. Shocking. South Korea, I could not believe it. Absolutely shocking. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. That was a towering fly ball, too. That's going to be popped up. That should be playable. He makes the catch. Now your Stuart Fairchild, the pitch. Up high for a ball. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. And he should make the catch. That is Whitcomb making the catch. And now there's a towering fly ball. And he's running. But Jung-Hoo Lee's got it. He makes the catch. And that's going to retire the side. But again, Taiwan has just taken the lead on another home run. I got to go vent on this. Just as soon as South Korea evens it up, just barely off of a stupid double play, Taiwan hits a home run, and it's now business as usual. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. And the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be a 3-0 pitch. And the pitch. And ball 4, take your base. Now we got a man on base getting close to the top of the order. And now we got Hye-Sung Kim up to the plate. And hopefully he can do some damage. Tomorrow, Japan is definitely South Korea's friend. The enemy of your enemy is your friend. Now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. Now we go. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. Now we're at 1-2. Need a big hit from Hesong Kim. Now we're at 1-2. The pitch, and that's going to be popped up and fouled. He's trying to stay alive on this pitch. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is going to be 1 out. Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a fly ball to deep left field, and that is gone. That is a 2-run home run for South Korea. That was just absolutely bombed by Do-Young Kim, and South Korea takes the lead to make it 3-2. As soon as we may have thought that Taiwan was going to sneak out of this, South Korea comes up with a huge hit, arguably the biggest hit of their tournament. It was absolutely needed, and now it is 3-2. What an absolute blast by Kim. That was a towering fly ball, and that is going to be up high for a ball. Now the pitch. And now here's going to be a fly ball and foul. Yeah, I was absolutely just destroyed. He flipped that bat. He knew it was gone. Kim Do-young with a 390 feet homer. And now they take the lead. The pitch. Now here's a fly ball and foul. Heath Jones is trying it again himself. Yeah, Kim Do-young was like, Asa! Now they're screaming 대한민국. Now we're at 2-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Now we got Jung-hoo Lee, who is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. Now the pitch. That's going to be outside for a ball. Now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And that's going to be a strike. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball 3. Now the pitch. And now here's going to be a fly ball to deep center field. Is that still? Nope. And he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. But however, Kim Do-young with a home run, and now South Korea has now taken the lead over Chinese Taipei. Now that's more like it. Kim Do-young hits a 2-run home run to give South Korea finally the lead over Taiwan. But the question is, can South Korea hang on? Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. He did hit one into that second deck as we are back from the break. And now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did indeed. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball, and that's going to be a base hit, line drive base hit. And now we got a runner on first base, and Taiwan is just that bug that just won't go away. Guac is approaching 40 pitches. That is indeed. Got Dane Dunning in the bullpen. Plays for the Seattle Mariners. Now we're at the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. Now the pitch. And yep, he went around, no doubt about it. Now it's going to be 0-2. Now we're at 0-2. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And throw back to first, not in time. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him chasing on that one. And that's going to be 1 out. And now the pitch. And that doesn't get away. Guan Galigalau. Now the pitch. Up high for a ball. It is 2-0. Now the 2-0. And does he go? He does not go. It's going to be a 3-0 count. Now the pitch. And that is a strike. I think they went red light on that one. Now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not go. And that's going to be ball 4. Take your base. And now it's getting very dangerous. Now it looks like they're having a chat. Dane Dunning is getting ready. And they're going to pull him out. Dane Dunning, the former World Series hero for the Texas Rangers. Just as soon as Korea takes the lead, I can't even breathe in this game, as now Korea has now 2 runners on. Taiwan has now 2 runners on. And because of that, Korea has now made a pitching change to bring in Seattle Mariners' Dane Dunning. Let's see how this goes.
For the gospel, for the cross. Beginning of the divine legacy. Under the eyes of that king, the weight of destiny is all under the hand of God.
And now we are back from the break. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be a strike. He was trying to go for the big one. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball. It could be a double play ball. The third to go the first. And that is in time for the double play. And South Korea gets out of a jam. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is now time to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Taking a little pause. So let's root for South. Let's root for Korea. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because it would put them on the brink against Australia. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old. Ball game. Oh boy. And now we are back from the break. It was strike 1, and now here's on, and now here's the pitch. And now here's going to be a fly ball to deep left field and fouled. It looked good. Can you blame me? Dane Dunning's been known to have a bad ground ball rate. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, and now it's strike 3. Now we got Bo Kyung Moon. I think he's pinch hitting for Shea Whitcomb, it looks like. No, he's not. Now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. Shea Whitcomb is a 6th hitter on the team. And now the pitch. That's going to be low for a ball. Now we're at 2-0, the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. Now we're at 3-0. Now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. 3-1 the count. Now we're at 3-1. And now the pitch. And ball 4, take your base. Czechia is pretty much out. Taiwan is on the brink of getting out, but it is only a 3-2 ball game. And it looks like they're taking out their pitcher.
On the field, on the court, on 2 feet, on 1 foot, on the any play, 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 move each other, play, change play.
Taco lovers, this one's for you. Come enjoy tacos auténticos at Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, packed with flavor, made with love, and always fresh. Try our carne asada, al pastor con piña, and more. Topped with cebolla, cilantro, y a squeeze of lime. Pair it with a cold drink and relax at our outdoor seating. Perfecto para disfrutar. Find us at the Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, open daily. Ven con hambre, South Yes. They really got to get more runs. I can tell you that. Now here's Shea Whitcomb. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Oh and 1. 1-1. Now the pitch. And Shea Whitcomb's just absolutely just chasing it. That's going to be strike 2. I can see why Houston has not called him up yet at all. Min Jae Shin is the pinch runner for South Korea on first base. And now we've got the 1-2. And now it's going to be a towering pop-up to center field. And he's going to make the catch. Now here's Ju-Won Kim up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that is going to be up high for a ball. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And the pitch. And now here's going to be a towering fly ball to deep right field. Is that going to be fair? Foul? Nope. Just wasn't to be. It was pretty darn close. And that could have put the game well out of reach. Now we're at 2-1 for Kim. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike and go to second base. And that's going to be out. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Very disappointing for Korea. And now we're going to go and they're going to review the call because I guess why not? Yeah, he's out. He's out by a mile. South Korea had a man on first base, had near home runs, but just killed by foul balls. Then they suffered a strike him out, throw him out, double play, and now that just gives Taiwan some confidence because South Korea only has a 1-run lead. Oh, you me! They're doing the World Baseball Classic on MLB The Show. The deluxe edition. Woo! And we are back from the break. Dane Dunning is now back. The man who pitched into a double play. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a liner, ground ball, liner base hit. And already we got a man on first base. Taiwan is just constantly threatening. It was a sinker. And now the throw back to first, and that is not in time. Jung-Hoo Lee is now at right field. Now the pitch. And a bunting attempt, and that's going to be a foul ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a bunt, and that's a beauty. And now go to first. That's going to be in time. But a runner does move to second base in that result. And now here is Chen. And that's going to be a ball. Taiwan is still absolutely threatening. And now the pitch. And now here's going to be a fly ball to right field. And Jung-Hoo Lee makes the catch, and that holds the runner at second base. It looked like it was going to be something.
Baseball journey it has been Northwest Washington, Carolinas. Big lead, the minor league stops in between now and Tokyo, Japan. Chinese Taipei, in front of me, U.S. and G 12. So far in this in the tournament with a grand slam home run. The guys with
And now here is Fairchild the pitch. Low for a ball. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a fly ball to deep right field, and that is gone. That is Fairchild with a home run. Stuart Fairchild, that was a 2-run home run. And now Chinese Taipei has just taken the lead on a 2-run home run by Stuart Fairchild, who barely broke into Major League Baseball. You got to be kidding me. I know that this was too close for comfort. Oh, I got Sandra Kong donating twice. Yes, you're welcome for the broadcast. I wonder where the CA is from. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. Chinese Taipei indeed takes the lead. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And that's going to be a foul ball. Four lead changes in this game. It couldn't get any more intense. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 3. Literally, all these runs that Taiwan is scoring is literally off home runs. Taiwan is living and dying by the home runs. Yep, tables have absolutely turned. You're from Canada. Thank you very much for the donation. I really do appreciate your patronage. If anyone would like to follow suit, magic numbers now around 48 or 47 to get me the goal of 50. Just as soon as South Korea takes the lead, I'm still not allowed to breathe because Taiwan, Stuart Fairchild, just hit a 2-run home run, and now they take a 4-3 lead. And by the way, if Taiwan scores, this will be the first time that South Korea loses to Taiwan. So we got Japan, assuming they'll be at 4-0. Australia would be at, hold on. Right now it's 3-0 Japan. Australia is now at 2-0. Let's say South Korea goes to 1-2. Taiwan would be at 1-2. So what you need is for Taiwan to qualify, Australia has. Man, who's Taiwan even playing? Taiwan just has to beat Czech Republic, which they can do. Then South Korea has to lose to Australia, and then you have to account to all the scoring differentials. But because Taiwan does not have a good scoring differential because of them getting massacred by Japan, they're going to have to score most of those runs against Czech Republic to have a screaming chance. And we are back from the break. And now here is, as we are back from the break, and now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. That was way upside the strike zone, which is why that's what the ABS is going to be for. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Way up high for a ball. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And it's low for a ball. And now the 2-2 pitch. And strike 3 called, and he knew it. And now it's just 5 outs away. If South Korea can't beat Taiwan, what makes you think that they're going to beat? What makes you think they're going to beat Australia? Now we got Hyun Bin Moon. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. It looks like South Korea just lost all of that momentum. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Stuart Fairchild, yep, he did have a grand slam against the Czech Republic. Now we're at 1-1. And the pitch. It's going to be up high for a ball. That's going to be 2-1. Now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And that is a strike. That was a meatball pitch right there. An 85. That was easily hittable. Now it's 2-2. The pitch nearly hit him, and that is going to be 3-2. So if Taipei wins, they'll be at 2-2. Wait, where's my game? Wow, I was like, what the heck just happened? Three-two pitch. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Now it's Haesung Kim up to the plate. Now the pitch. And what kind of crap swing is that? Kim is 1 for 9 in this entire tournament. That one hit was a home run. Now the pitch. And that was your pitch right there. And that's going to be a strike. Man, watching South Korea has just been that frustrating. As now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Inside for a ball. I mean, I'm saying it like we're looking at Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. That's going to be 3-1. Yeah, probably. He's got some strikeout concerns as now we're at 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. And that is a strike. That was right on the cusp. Now it's 3-2. We're at 3-2. Ha-Seong Kim. It's up to him. And now the pitch. And that is a foul ball. He's trying to keep this alive. But it may not last. Now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. Up high for ball 4. And now it's back to the top of the lineup. It's going to be Kim Do-young. It's going to be up to him. Can he hit another home run? Would like to see it. Yeah, he really did his job, but just barely so. Now we got Kim Do-young. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. And that did not even hit the strike zone. Now I can almost see why our ABS would be useful. And now it's 2 for 11. He has a home run, a 2-run homer, the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And the Taiwan fans are really getting after it. Kim had 3 separate hamstring injuries. Now we're at 1-1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. He was desperately going for it. Now we're at 1-2. The pitch. And now here's going to be a fly ball to deep right center field. And that is going to be off the wall. That might actually score in the run. It's hit, and he is actually going to go home. And the throw to the plate is not in time. And South Korea has tied the game on a 2-out double by Kim Do-young. And they are once again back in business. Woo! And they absolutely needed that. It is now a 4-4 tie. That was very clutch hitting. Now it's Jones up to the plate. Yeah, but Taipei still has a chance. Now we're at Jones, and now here is the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. The game keeps getting more intense and intense. Now we're at 1-0. He's 0 for 3. Now the pitch. Up high for a ball. That's going to be 2-0. On deck would be Jung-Hoo Lee. Now we're at 2-0. Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a fly ball to left field, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to retire the side. South Korea got themselves back into the game. They have tied the game on a 2-out RBI double by Kim Do-young. Just as soon as South Korea was going to get out of that inning without scoring a run, Kim Il-sung draws the walk, and after that, Kim Do-young, he hit a 2-run. Just as soon as it looked like that Taiwan was going to run away with this game, Kim Il-sung with 2 outs, 3-2 count, he draws the walk, and then Kim Do-young hits a clutch RBI double to tie the game. But South Korea's going to screw this up, aren't they? He didn't quite save the day yet. Now they're throwing in like little sponsors like YMCA on here. Wow. It's pretty cool. Cringe commercial. No, we don't. Shut up. Yeah. Maybe I was better off watching that ad. I don't want to know what that commercial's about.
An incredible baseball game here. Tokyo Dome. Korea, Chinese Taipei tied at 4. As we walking events for the 9th inning. Okay. This game, final game. We'll see.
And we are back from the break, and now the pitch. And that is a strike. Woo Suk goal. 4.46 ERA. He's been mostly hanging out in the minors. And now, oh my God, it's a fly ball to deep right field, but, oh, it's playable. They thought that was going to be a home run. Did fall short. It was a huge out. Woo Suk goal is now with the Detroit Tigers. And now here is the pitch. And that is a strike. Now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Taiwan's just hitting bombs left and right. Now we're at 1-1. The pitch. And fouled back, and that's going to be strike 2. Luckily, at the bottom of the inning, the Korea will have a chance to win the game just by scoring a run. Now we're at 1-2, the count. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Hits the dirt. Throw back to first. And that's going to be in time. And that's going to be 2 outs. Now the pitch. Low for a ball. Now we're at 1-0. And that's going to be low for a ball. Now we're at 2-0. Now the pitch. Low for a ball. 3-0. Now it's 3-0. Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball. Should be easy play. Go to first. And that's going to be in time on an easy 1-2-3 inning. And now we're going to go into the bottom of the 9th inning. And shout out to Sandra Kong for becoming a YouTube member. Enjoy it. It is just $5 a month, and hope to have you for the near future. Now I got to do something. It was a 1-2-3 inning. It looked like there was going to be a home run, but it was just a fly out. Bottom of the 9th inning. It is up to Korea to win this game, to give them a 2 wins, 1 loss situation going into the game against Australia. Let's win this. And we are back from the break. It's going to be Lee Jung-hoo or Jung-hoo Lee up to the plate. Bottom of the 9th. Chance for Korea to win this. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And they would really love a walk-off home run or a walk-off anything. Jung-hoo Lee is now 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs and a fly out. Has a chance to be the hero. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. He's really trying to hit it out of there. And that's going to be 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Now we're at 1-2. And now it's going to be a foul ball again. Now we're at 1-2. Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to the shortstop, throw to first in time, easy play. Korea's at 1-1. They have to win to really give themselves a good chance to advance to the next round. Now here's the pitch. It was going for a bunt, and that's going to be a strike as it went right through him. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And now here's going to be a fly ball to left field and fouled. Do Hyun Kim, Jun Min An are to be the future of Korea. Hemin Park, also another solid player, but he's at 0-2 right now. And now the pitch. Oh, and that hit him, and he's going to go right to first base. And Korea feeling pretty good about that one, but they are in danger of the double play. Yeah, they're definitely taking it. Now it's Ja Wook Koo. Ja Wook. He's going to be pinch hitting. They want to get the lefty in there. What game winner is at first base, the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. It looked like a very lazy swing. And that's going to be strike one. And that's going to be throw back to first and not in time. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. That's going to be 1-1. South Korea is really trying to try to get to themselves at 2-1 after losing to Japan. And they did come up close. They do have talent. There's no question about it. And the guy at first base has a pretty significant lead. But he doesn't check the runner. And now the pitch. And now it's going to be popped up, and he could not believe it. That's going to be easily playable. Oh, and who had it? Looked like they were going to drop it. And now it's going to be up to Shea Whitcomb. Yeah, someone's just got to say, talk. And no one was talking. He doesn't seem there's like a little conversation going on. Now Shea Whitcomb, he is 0 for 3. I think Shea Whitcomb, I think if things don't work out for him in Houston, and now they're going to bring him out. They're going to make another pitching change. It is now 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's on commercial break. Shea Whitcomb is up to the plate, but I don't know. I don't know if he can do it. His only 2 home runs were against Czech Republic. Literally, his only 2 hits, and he hasn't really done anything since. Kind of makes me wonder why Houston won't call him up. It is now. Well, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Shea Whitcomb is up to the plate. I don't really have much hopes on this one, to be honest, because his only 2 hits were against the Czech Republic. Yeah, Czech Republic, and those were the 2 home runs, but he hasn't really done anything since. Now I understand why Shea Whitcomb has not been called up, or he hasn't really. Now I understand why Shea Whitcomb has not gotten like really any opportunities for the Houston Astros, because he just happens to have a massive strikeout problem. I think if Shea Whitcomb, if it does not work out for him in the major leagues, I think he is going to end up going. I think he is going to end up in Korea. That is my humble prediction. Shea Whitcomb's now up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Now it's 1-0 for Whitcomb. And now the pitch. Oh, check swing. Did he go? He did not go, and it seems just barely. Shea Whitcomb's best season was 2023 in the minors, 35 home runs, but he struck out 178 times, which is why I can see why they haven't called him up as much. And now it's going to be the 2-0 pitch. And that nearly gets away. And does he go to second base? It looks like he does not, because the catcher was pretty calm about it. It's now a 3-0 count. I would probably just hit the red light. Now the pitch. And ball 4, take your base. Now we got a runner in scoring position, but it is 2 outs. And now next up is going to be Kim, the shortstop. Should be Ha-Sung Kim, but he is injured. Now here's Ju-Won Kim. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And now just 2 strikes away until we go to extra innings. Now it's 0-1. And now the pitch. And he just misses it. And that's going to be a ball. Ball 1. It's going to be a 1-1 count. Now the 1-1 pitch. Low for a ball, 2-1. It never felt so intense for this game. For a World Baseball Classic since 2009, since I didn't really watch much of it since then. Now we're at 2-1. Now the pitch. Oh, swing and a miss. And that was a nasty one. And that's going to be 2-2. He had to swing at that one. Just couldn't get the barrel on the ball. Now we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And popped up. And we are going into extra innings. And Fairchild makes the catch. And we're going to extra innings. And this is not good. Korea had a chance. They had runners on first and second, runner in scoring position, and they popped it up. And now it's going to extra innings where anything can literally happen. And we are back from the break. Yep. Runner on second base. I hate that rule so much. And now he's going to bunt already, and that's going to be up high. The biggest key is to try to get the runner out at second base if you can. They're doing the ghost runner thing. Now it's 1-0. Now the pitch. And now it's a bunt, and that's going to be a foul ball. At this point, I would just intentionally walk the guy. I mean, he's 0 for 3, so that's why they're pitching to him. Because it gets dangerous when it gets to the top of the lineup. Now it's 1-1. Now the pitch. And he bunts it down, and that is a beauty. Go to third base, and he is safe. It's almost like they should have just taken the easy out at first base, but Korea decided to get cute. And now I think you almost have to do the intentional walk. Yeah, you got to get that sure out. And now it's going to be the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. I don't feel good about this at all. I've not been feeling good about this game since the start. Now it's 4-4, 1-0, or 1-0 count. And now the pitch. Now they're going to bunt again. And now that's going to score in a run. Go to first. That's going to be in time. It should have done that before that. And now Taiwan takes the lead. Oh, boy. South Korea baseball has literally fallen since 2009. Ichiro really damaged this team. And a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike one. Now we're at 0-1 the pitch, and that is low for a ball. Now we're at 1-1, and that's going to be outside for a ball. And at this point, I would just do the intentional walk. I would do the intentional walk. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. And at this point, just walk him. Just let him go to first base. At least give yourself a chance for a double play. Just throw the ball. Just walk the guy. I don't care. Why don't you just tell him to walk? And time has been called. I mean, this is your time. Just walk the guy. Give yourself a chance for a double play. You only have one out. I don't know why they're not intentionally walking him. Now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike two. I still think you should walk the guy. I don't care if you're at strike two. The chances of striking him out is pretty low for someone that's 2 for 3. I would not take that chance. But that's why he pitched a curveball like that. So he did actually try to walk him. Now it's 3-2. Now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball drilled to right center field, but he makes the catch. And that is out number 2. If Korea were to get out of this inning, I think it's going to be Kim, Jones, and then Jung-Hoo Lee. It always looks like it's going to go. Now we got a pitching change. Oh, now you do a pitching change. And we're back from the break. Young Yun No. Now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Chen Wei Chen. It's unbelievable that South Korea is losing to Taiwan. As we're at 1-0. And now here's the pitch. And that's just couldn't sell the frame. And that's going to be 2-0. Now we're at 2-0. Now the pitch. Up high for a ball, 3-0. And that's going to get dangerous because I think you have Fairchild on deck. Now it's 3-0. And now the pitch. And ball 4, take your base. Yeah, not so good of a pitching decision. I don't know. But he was on 36 pitches. I'm kind of confused why they took out Lin at this point. No, not Lin. It was a different guy. It was Dane Dunning. Then it was Go. So now we got Stuart Fairchild. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up to left field. That should do it for this inning. And he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. Last try for South Korea, but the odds are not looking good. Oh, boy. Taiwan just scored. They're now up 5-4. South Korea is on the brink of losing to Taiwan for the first time in WBC history. And, yeah, Korea's going to have to figure this out here in extra innings. At least have a man on second. Yeah, on the history, they're on the brink.
Getting ready for the bottom of the 6th of the Tokyo Dome. Taipei.
Korea needs a win to give themselves more of a cushion. going up against Australia. Otherwise, if you lose this game, then you're playing with tiebreakers after that. We got Kim at second base. It's Ju-Won Kim is up. Now, who is up? It looks like there's a pinch hitter going on, and they're going to bunt the ball too high. You know what? At this point, I would do it. Because that means you're going to give opportunities for your top lineup. Checks the runner. And now the pitch. He bunts the ball, and now it's going to go to first base. He gets the job done, and now you got a runner on third base with just one out. I mean, realistically, all you really got to do is do a sacrifice fly, and you can really do that with Kim. Any kind of a poking hit, and that will get you a tie ball game. It was a really nice, well done thing. And now here is the pitch. And now we got 0-1, and now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. Now we got 1-1. And now the pitch to Haesung Kim. Now here's going to be a ground ball and the throw of the plate. And he is out of there. And I wonder if they're going to review it. I don't think they can. Not enough speed on that one. And now Korea is now pinned to their final out. South Korea is now on the verge of facing a very difficult situation. Korea is going to challenge because they're desperate. And I wonder what it could be. Not exactly a good camera job. What is that camera job? Yeah, he's out. He's out by a mile. Or I wonder if he gets around the tag. He might have gotten around the tag. They're trying to say that they may not, there's not enough evidence to change it. The only factor is maybe. They're taking a long time to decide. It looks like they're going to. It looks like they're not going to overturn the call. Now they're down to the final out. Now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And it's just 2 strikes away from a defeat against Taiwan. And it's never happened before where Taiwan has beaten South Korea in the World Baseball Classic. Now it's 0-1 the pitch. And now here's going to be taken. I'll go to second, and he is safe. Now we got a tying run at second base. So it's not completely out of reach. But one swing of the bat, which has already been done, can get South Korea the victory. We got 1-1. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball, and that's going to be 2-1. You feel lots of adrenaline. I feel the adrenaline. You feel the adrenaline on both sides. World Baseball Classic has been nothing less of disappointing. And now we're at 2-1. Now the pitch. And now here's going to be a fly ball to right field, but it's going to be playable. And he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Taiwan, for the first time in their history, has defeated South Korea. Taiwan is still alive in this tournament, and South Korea is just absolutely on the brink, because if South Korea loses to Australia, it's over. And even if they beat Australia, they still are going to have to factor in all the tiebreakers. So this is not a favorable position for South Korea, not at all. Unfortunately, the game is over off of bad base running by South Korea mostly. Bad pitching by South Korea as well. Chinese Taipei is now still very much alive. Now at this point, Japan is your absolute best friend. 4 straight first-round exits for a baseball country, unacceptable, is absolutely correct. I cannot believe this. Makes me want to see what the... Yeah, 4 measly hits. Yeah, that's the embarrassing part. Australia, believe it or not, has the more... They have a very favorable differential, but going up against Australia, it is not going to be any fun. Right now, Korea is at a +5, or they were at a +5. Now they're at a +4. So Korea has to absolutely annihilate not only Australia, but then they have to hope that Japan does the same exact thing. But with Australia's pitching, I wouldn't be so sure. Taiwan is at a -2, and they've already played Czech Republic. Actually, they've already played all their games anyway, so Taiwan is basically on the brink. So when you play Australia, you actually have... Not only do you have to dominate Australia, but then you have to hope that Japan destroys Australia as well. So Korea has to win this game in very convincing fashion if they want to just advance to the next round, which I don't really see happening. So I wouldn't be so sure. But anyways, I am going to take off. That is it. Everyone, thank you very much for being here. Thank you also for Sandra Kong, 1952, for donating not only close to $5, but also join the membership. So that is $10 today. So pretty good day for me. I'm going to take off. Thank you very much. And see you all on Monday morning when it's South Korea versus Australia. It will really be more than a do or die game. Have a good night, everyone.